Hello, and welcome back everyone. I apologize that I don't have any gameplay lined up today, but unfortunately I'm very sick, and I wanted to share some insight regardless while I was feeling up to it. Today we're discussing where I think the meta will shift, and why I feel things are going to get worse before they get better. We're starting to see some reprieve from Shimmer Monks, and at first it looked like Crusaders were going to sweep in as the most popular class. However, being a support class, even in PvP, this left a lot of players feeling they were unable to carry a match if they were the highest resonance player on the team. I myself even run multiple PvP loadouts, depending on the time of the day that I queue, because my win rate is much higher with an all-offensive loadout earlier in the day, and as later sessions come around with more balanced teams, a support build is more effective. That being said, some of the Crusaders and players of other classes, including Monk, have started migrating back to Barb, and this is where my concerns begin. The last Barb meta wasn't exciting at all. You would know from looking at the lobby that your team on attack had no chance, since the other team had 4 Barbs on defense, who would just rotate sitting on the idol, preventing you from moving it at all. I suspect we'll continue to see stable Crusader numbers, as they pair well with Barbs on defense, providing additional immunity and longevity. This should facilitate a change from Shimmer Monks back to traditional Monks, featuring builds with skills like Flying Dragon to move the defenders off the objective and keep it pushing forward. We'll most likely see a return in Freeze Wizards, utilizing the Arcane Wind to stun multiple targets on the point. However, Battle Mage may still be more effective for high resonance wizards. I believe we'll start to see some more Necromancers, utilizing the Wall, as a method of blocking Barbs who resurrect from getting back to the objective. Demon Hunter still won't get its time to shine, but I believe they're better off in a Barb meta than the current one. Demon Hunters pushing forward on attack may be able to trigger things like Undying Rage before defensive Barbs return to the objective. When fighting for the objective, Demon Hunters can sit behind beefy front lines and deal large amounts of damage. It's possible we see Frost Traps start to make more of an appearance as well. This will be a method of snaring oncoming players as they chain res on defense. With faster meta shifts, the more exciting and less compelled players feel to play Flavor of the Month. If metas like Shimmerland go unbalanced and stay for prolonged periods of time, you can't help but feel like you're at an enormous disadvantage by not being a part of it. Or you may decide to just avoid it entirely. If meta shifts are frequent, it's easier to convince yourself to stay on a current class, knowing that eventually you'll get your turn, so to speak. So is this going to get any better? Well, as I mentioned, I think it does. According to Datamine ARPG, we have had 43 Blood Knight legendary items added into the game. A new class will certainly see players swapping. This means for a period of time, there'll be a large variation between Blood Knights and lots of skills being tested, which will make for more interesting matches. Eventually they'll settle where they belong amongst other classes. Regardless, it'll be tough to not be worse than 8 Barbs on defense in terms of game quality. In regard to the legendary items being added, at the moment they are simply named Blood Knight Orange with a number. Datamine ARPG believes that we'll most likely see this increase to 48, making 8 items per slot. Although the class is currently depicted as strength, it's very easy for them to swap it to int, and too much shouldn't be read into that. For more info, I'll leave a link to his content in the description below. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and have a great day.